Okay, so this is match one, game one. This hand is sketchy. We don't mulligan it. He's chosen to play first, so we're going to get a draw. We'll get to play the Juggernaut so long as we draw any land. We've got more mountains than we have islands in the deck. If he's a fast deck, then it could be a bit problematic, but we're just stingy on the mulligan. We draw a Rage Thrower, which is exactly what we want because it's a 6-drop. We're bound to play it. Mild sarcasm there. My opponent's been reasonably kind, so we are too. It'd be nice to play the island, not my island. It'd be nice to draw the mountain, but then we wouldn't have the Ironsmith to play in the first place. He's finally played a guy on turn 3. He mulliganed, by the way, so that's a bit better for us. Like, we're card up, drawing as well as opposed to being on the play. That mountain did come pretty much as timely as it would be, because like our right devils will now block the occultist. It seems like I know what's going on. I'm still eating my lovely bacon sandwich. If you watched the draft earlier, you'll get to notice that you would have heard that I was eating one. So I'm not completely focused on this game. Quite inefficient when you're drafting, if you think about it. He's had a good mill with Armor Scab, getting rid of well, he gets rid of one guy and he gets half a card to think twice. We stop drawing land. Juggernaut seems like the better play. Playing the Hallberg isn't really going to threaten anything. The 5/5 is the biggest thing there. Nothing he has can kill it. He missed a land drop as well, which is important to note. Seeing as like he went free drop. His likely plays are now to like vigil for his other land. We find out that is another colour, and think twice from the graveyard is a reasonable line of play. Getting attacked by Juggernaut is not the worst thing in the world, because so long as nothing dies, it's not going to untap and it won't hit you again. I'm considering my plays there. I can't play Ironsmith and Watchkeep, so I can't play my 2 and 3 drop even though I have 5 mana. I also can't play my big 5 drop because it requires 2 red mana. So I believe the Hopper is the play. We can equip it the next turn, and every time we equip it, the Juggernaut will untap itself. This is an aggressive line of play. Essentially, if he does not play any cards, I will have 2 5/5s. They have to attack every turn, but I do not mind that so much. The 1/5 is the Watchkeep is pretty good at just holding up the fort. I'm not moving the thing twice out of the way here, so clearly once again I'm digging into my meal. I may mention that once or twice more even. Might get annoying, but really I can't justify what else to say when there's like a bit of downtime. I feel like we need to commentate. Not even commentate. Ramble, I think is a better word. Ramble, Grave Bramble. Grave Bramble plus any other card is quite good at blocking Juggernaut. Both the Juggernauts. Wait, he's down to 3 cards now. We could probably do something with that. That extra land is quite important actually, because of what we end up doing. It allows us to play the Ironsmith and equip the Demon Mail at the same time. So we can sacrifice the Ironsmith as opposed to one of the other better creatures. Right Devils will hold off his entire team, and the Watchkeep is also does the same thing, but has the potential to be much larger. The Ironsmith can't really do that, and even if it does flip into the 3/1 first striker, the Grave Bramble will kill it for free, so he's not going to get in. So killing him at this point isn't terrible. We lose a card for it, but we have a good bit of momentum. We have the gas, and he's not got anything really. He thinks about blocking there. We'd have been quite happy. He blocked, my guy would untap. For those who don't know, I'm usually play the World of Warcraft trading game, and used to play versus system a lot, so my term's ready. Ready means untap. I may slip once or twice. He plays a swamp, so 4 colours. I don't remember what it was for, but I remember being confused at the time. He does not get domain in this game from what I remember. There's I'm just pointing out the combo there. Demon Mail and Rage Thrower. we have the potential to actually get 8 damage in by just sacrificing everything. I had to look to see what would happen if you have in one of the games I managed to one of the games I played today, I managed to play a pitch from Devils and equip a demon male onto it, even though there was nothing else there, so I sacrificed him and got to do 3 damage. Scout Goliath put a bit of a damper into my plans, because you can actually trade for things. I think I'm working out mana here at this point, trying to work out if the Geist Flame changes anything, if I can shoot something in response. Oh, the cultists managed to mill some cards too. Spider Grasp and Sensory Deprivation. The Spider Grasp we should take a note of for the next game, of course. It's one of these tricks that do blow you out. If people have 3 mana open, one of them is a forest, one of them is a plain, you should always expect Rebuke, Village Bellringer and Spider Grasp. Not so much expect, but be aware of the fact that it can happen. So the Juggernaut did not untap before, I just realised that's why it did not attack. We could sacrifice something. Probably would not have been worth doing it on that turn before. If he attacks me with anything, I'm quite happy because it's one less walker for him. He's on 20 damage as well. So something happens here which I didn't quite expect. I'm thinking at this point that like I'll get to play the Rage Floor. And potentially sacrifice all my guys to do him some damage. But something else happens. I'm quite sure something happens, otherwise this play just turns out to be really good for me. Feels like I'm watching it for the first time as well. Whilst I've got it in my mind, it's good to remember that Scourge, I don't remember his full name, but the Scourge, the 5-drop, if he's attacking for say 7 and he gets double blocked by a 3/3 and another 3/3, even though like you think that like he's going to survive, what will end up happening is you assign damage into the creatures. He'll have less creatures, the static ability will change, he'll become smaller, and you'll lose your big massive monster. It is definitely good to perhaps just pass. So okay, that's Devil's Play. That's what ends up happening. My plan there was actually to get him down to a low enough life total, Geist Flame him, and then sacrifice all my guys so that he can, so that I basically win without combat. The Devil's Play is, well, that's why he's splashing the mountains. He may be splashing 3 mountains, because he should have fixing with the Caravan Vigil. He might be playing more mountains because he thinks he'll know them, or he could actually be playing 3 mountains because he wants to have both sides of Devil's Play, which I hear are really good. Being able to, if you have access to both sides of Devil's Play, it means that your opponent usually only starts on 10 once you draw it, because you can just hit them to the face and then flash it back for the rest of the face. Okay, so we didn't need to play the Rage 4, probably. We could have bided our time and it had it been a bit better. This is a big attacker. Like his Vesterhide board that he played afterwards was really good for him, being able to kill our guy and then get a 5/5 as well. We make this attack because of the Geist Flame. What the calculation is that we can basically decimate the board and be left with not very much everywhere. So we decide that we're going to definitely kill the Scab Goliath, definitely kill the Vesterhide boar, and then Geist Flame whatever is remaining. He potentially could have like actually taken some of these, or at least like kept back his Scab Goliath. Because at some point he needs to actually decide to win the game, which he's not quite done. I'm having some trouble here, like sort of getting my triggers onto the stack. You need to click them on Modo to make sure they go on, and I'm basically just eating up my time. I mean, I've got 16 minutes left there instead of, I suppose, his 20. Who does he decide to know? Imagine he decides to know himself. Hopefully I open up the graveyards in a moment, but I can't really see. The Grave Bramble is now going to die. I want to kill the 1/2, the Stitcher's Apprentice, so that he can stop me from, so that he cannot stop me from shooting other people. Where's the graveyard? Just to see what he milled. He milled another Geist Flame actually, so kind of it would have been good for me to have flashed it back, but I'm going to play the Makeshift Mannequin as well. So I've got by far the biggest thing on the field. I've got 2 Geist Flames now in my graveyard, one that he milled, and the Demon Mail, which I can hopefully equip at some point. So yeah, I was saying before, I want to kill the Stitcher's Apprentice because it's awkwardly annoying. It gives him sort of infinite blockers in a way. Almost, not quite, but if he gets a token out, he can block, sacrifice the token, keep doing that, nullifies one of my attackers basically. And I'm also, because I've got no cards left, I don't know how I'm going to do the 9 damage at this point. I mean, I can attack with my 4/5, but you want to have a better, you want to have a real game plan. My game plan before was to shoot you in the face and shoot you in the face and then sacrifice all your guys. No, sacrifice all my guys and burn you for that. Burn you for similar to the Devil's Play game plan. I only need to do 10 damage. So over there I did my 10 damage and I was going to Demon Mail Rage for him, but that did not quite work out. The Geist Flame, yep, so wanted the Geist Flame, the Stitcher's Apprentice. It was better to do the Grave Bramble because he's better at actually holding me off properly, because I can't attack with like Right Devils for instance. I can't actually attack now either because of the Dark Thicket Wolf. I ended up clicking too quickly, too fast, which means I cannot play the Snapcaster and equip the Demon Mail onto the Mauler. If I'd done that, I think I would attack with my 9/7. So if I attack with my 9/7, he can pump up Dark Thicket Wolf to a 4. He can make a 2/2 with Stitcher's Apprentice and then block with Occultist as well. This would allow me to kill everyone basically, to kill both his entire team from my Makeshift Mauler and my Snapcaster Mage, leaving me with again 1 guy on play. That would be possibly okay, but I clicked too quickly, so that option was not even given to me there. I was not enamored by the prospect of attacking the Makeshift Mauler into Dark Thicket Wolf and Stitcher's Apprentice, because or Dark Thicket Wolf and Occultist, because that then means that I'm trading Dark Thicket Wolf for the Makeshift Mauler. When he made a guy there with Stitcher's Apprentice, I was considering flashing back both sides of Geist Flame just to kill him, so he can't sacrifice something else, or he would have to sacrifice one of his other guys. I ended up deciding against it because I don't know really. I do decide against it. I draw another Ironsmith, so Ironsmith's role in this matchup, of course, is to be sacrificed to Demon Mail. That's what it seems to be. He's also, it's worth noting as well that he managed to melt a Traitor's Blood, and it's the only legitimate card I can Snapcaster back. So I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely aware of it, of the option to do that. So, this shows us part of what he wants to do. He does not want to pump with Dark Thicket Wolf. He wants to just sacrifice it. He does not want to gang up his entire team against my 4/7. No, my 8/7. Yeah. Demon Mail given +2 toughness and nothing else would be kind of rubbish. So it gives +4/+2, of course. Flashes back Forbidden Alchemy. That would be why he has this one, I guess. I think it's... I don't particularly like doing that with the swamps, like playing that extra swamp for that reason. Although he's then played the Drown Yard. You can see it just at the top there. No target player for 3 cards. It makes it quite difficult actually for me to win in a way. I mean, I'm down to 13 cards. But with the Occultist that's been there since turn 3 and other cards, it might be very difficult for me to actually get him. I don't realise this at the time. I'm trying to work out the math, just trying to see what he can block with. Like I said a little while ago, because he has the Homunculus already, he can block with the Homunculus, sacrifice it, make a new Homunculus, nullify my makeshift mannequin. What I should have done was play Snapcaster first, and play Traitor's Blood, stealing his Stitcher's Apprentice. But I attack first. It's probably incorrect. I'm going to say it's actually incorrect. Reviewing this, it actually seems like quite a bad mistake, because you shoot Snapcaster, Traitor's Blood, and then the Stitcher's Apprentice can actually sacrifice himself. The important thing in that case is that he does not have an extra guy to block with. He's taking 2 damage here, so he would have Occultist and Homunculus to block with. One of them has to chunk the mannequin, or he dies. Which means that I would also, my right devils would stay alive too, and I would also have a Homunculus, so I'd have 4 guys on board. So once again, Jesus Montel, you can see in the right side, smiley face because I got open a Snapcaster. We'll say that I was quite happy to do so. I mean, this game looks like it could possibly go out of reach now. I'm going to get milled for free, draw a card, get milled for free, draw a card. So all it depends if his defenses hold up against mine. But I would say that I punted this game, looking back on it. I'm using blue mana for the Stitcher's Apprentice here to sacrifice him, get him off the table permanently. If I couldn't do that, I would just re-equip the Demon Mail. Much better to have 2-2 though. It's kind of annoying to use it because of like this format. You have to expand the graveyard sometimes. I'm doing it so that I can try to remember that I have Geist Flame and to see what else I have in my deck as a potential way to win. I'm doing it with his because he has flashback cards. It's cool. It's definitely cool that like all your zones are relevant, but it's less cool because it takes up so much room. Right, Devils is not quite the second Rouge floor that I wanted. There isn't one in the deck, but if there was, it'd be amazing. I'm basically doing some math here to see how quickly I'll get decked and how quickly I can kill him. I need to do 5 damage because whatever happens, even if I have no cards left in my deck, I can flashback both Geist Flames to kill him first. I'm also thinking about Geist Flaming his Derange Assistant, or maybe even the Homunculus. I can't say I really know the math now, and I don't really want to think about it because I'm not in live play, so and it's more effort than not. So we end up just like I equip the Demon Mail into the Snapcaster to spread about some damage, sacrificing the guy who's been played, of course. Instigator Gang could have done something. Him giving everybody extra bonus in attack is not irrelevant. There's also like the chance that if I hack him, like on his turn he would maybe not draw a spell and he'd get to flip, and him flipping gives everyone so much more power. And then I also have like the Geist Flames, of course. But instead we go for like the desperate modal attack. If you're going to lose and you've got enough time, just swing with everybody. Your opponent may not block, he may click OK too many times. Even if your opponent's going to kill you in a swing bat, there's always the chance that they don't. They may click OK too many times. I'm clicking OK there. If they click all the way past the combat step, it's like the worst thing you can do. Like, how do you lose the game? misclick too many times. Draw some cards to see if I had any outs, and it turns out I did not. Pitchburn Devils could have gone to face, but even with the Geist Flames, we'd bit short. Okay, so I tried to see if I have any sideboard options. I do not believe I do. Not any serious ones anyway. Yep, we just submit away. Getting deck was kind of unfortunate. We thought that we had a legitimate way of winning. The rage floor option would have probably got us there. It would have been a bit more coy, a bit more protective, but that's the, you don't know what your opponent's going to have game one. I know what I'm doing. Once again, I'm eating a cold sandwich. At least I hope I am. It's about 20 minutes in. I've forgotten that I was actually recording as well at this point. I end up recording the whole match in one go. So we of course play first, and this hand is more than serviceable. Got Geist Flame, the 2-drop, and need to draw any land for it to be quite good. So the one land was drawn. It is quite good. And we get to see how good werewolves are when we get to flip now. Oh no, it didn't flip. That's a different game then. I actually made the incorrect play there. I was thinking that I would play the werewolf because perhaps he won't have a free drop and I'll get to flip him this time. But I realised he does have a free drop. He's got Think Twice at very least. He did keep his hand, I believe. Think Twice is what people sometimes look at that and think, I've got 2 lanterns, I think twice, I definitely want to. He's got the 3 anyway, but if I had played the werewolf, I forced him to do that, to play the Think Twice, and then he gets to lose a card because he'll have too many, he'll have 8. But instead, he doesn't. He plays a Stitch of Surprise anyway, so my point is moot. I think I'm thinking about a different game. But as with both my guys, I want him to block. If he blocks the Iron Smith as well, I Geist Flame his Apprentice, which was quite annoying from before. It still gives me enough mana to play both my guys. So there we go, he plays Think Twice. But has a land, which presumably he drew from the Think Twice. That's also his other main colour. Black is one of his splashes, so he may have real cards now. I attack with everything again, after drawing the Juggernaut. Attack with everything that can. If he blocks, we'll Geist Flame and play the Right Devils. If he does not, we'll play the Juggernaut. Just whatever's efficient here. We're happy getting the damage because I don't think his deck was efficient enough to beat down on me, especially especially at this point in time. So trying to get him before he can deck me seems to be good. He didn't do any damage to me last game, I don't think, and he's certainly not doing any to me this game. Playing the naked Vesterhide Boar is always a sign of desperation. We don't mind it so much here. So I've got 2 plays again. I want a land for the Pitchburn Devils, but we're okay to just attack with everything, use Geist Flame if I need to, and then play Right Devils still, and if need be, Alchemists will be a fine 4-drop. We're setting up a trap here. We want him to block with Vesterhide Boar, which he does. Geist Flame will get him good, and then play Right Devils. I could have attacked with my Right Devils to offer that trade instead, but I'll lose a guy and then need to Geist Flame. If he didn't do anything, I'd be happy just doing 2 to him with the Juggernaut and then playing the Alchemist. As such, we got the best part of that bargain, I believe. now have 3 guys with 2 power who will attack through what he has right now. A random werewolf, and a werewolf will be really big if we get to it. Playing that guy into the Geist Flame is also a bit unusual. We don't need to play the Geist Flame though. Certainly not now that we have the extra land. Swinging with everything just seems to be the best play, except for the village. Actually, the village item is still because we have the flashback. Even though Juggernaut has the deprivation on him right now, giving him -3 power, he's very good when you're ahead or when you're wanting to beat down. He does that very well. Like, people have to block him, and then he untaps every time. When you pretty much want to block a guy with 5 power, if you can afford to take the hit from him, you maybe do it non-instinctively, just because you know that he won't untap usually. But given that he's taken a bit of damage already, it looks like he's going to take more. He's more inclined to block. So he's just thinking about it. His time is running down a bit. We're already down to only 11 minutes. Oh, 11 minutes on me, 14 minutes on him. It looks like he decided to not block after a while. I also decided to not Geist Flame his guy, and play the Pitchburn Devils instead. It might have been better for me to have not attacked in that sense, seeing as like I could flip as well and he'd have to block one of my other guys. It was not really worth just throwing away a card, which I did. I find that having the time constraints is pressuring at times, because it's there. It means that I will not think as much as I should. Other times I'll think too much and then be rushed into the decision. In real life Magic, paper Magic, you should just take the correct amount of time. Not too long, not too short, but work out what is correct and then go with that. I definitely don't think that happens with Modo a lot. He alchemies and removes a dude. Not too sure why I'm not looking at what he alchemied. Seems like it'd be an important thing to do. The good thing about Juggernaut here is he's not going to die to Makeshift Mauler. Now I'm moving around the cursors because I'm talking. Once again, talking to the microphone when nobody was actually listening and it wasn't recording properly. Most unfortunate proposition. Okay, so I think I considered attacking them because or trying to see what would happen, what his most likely block is, and my gain for attacking with everybody. If I attack with everybody, he's going to take at very least 4 damage, and if he takes the 4 damage, the Pitchburn Devil is really good when you're being aggressive, because at some point he will die, and at some point he will do 3 damage to whatever you want. Usually they're usually to them. I almost said to their hero. So if he blocks, that was quite bad for me. I didn't expect that guy to die. I expected to get a bit more, but looking at this, I imagine Makeshift Mauler would have blocked Juggernaut. He maybe can block him, so that my Juggernaut dies and his Stitcher Apprentice dies. Leaves him with the biggest guy, and then he would take 1, 2, 7 damage. That doesn't happen. Instead, his Makeshift Mauler is going to now eat my guy, and if he's taking 3 damage from the other guys, 6 damage, sorry, he would lose because the Makeshift Mauler would kill the Pitchburn Devils and do 3 to him, so he needs to block with the Stitcher's Apprentice. It would die. I would do 2 damage less, but I still have the extra guys on board. As such, he blocked in that way. Everyone died except for Makeshift Mauler, but he will now go down to the Pitchburn effect. Essentially, the Pitchburn Devil has 6 power, and he will be now on 7 damage. I've got 2 guys, and I'm going to play Alchemist, still with a Geist Flame, and still with a 5/5 werewolf who's not yet flipped in the game, but is holding down the fort very well against his non-threatening deck. I did do some math to see if it was worthwhile to do 3 damage to him. Put into 4, Geist Lion would put him to 3 at some point, and then it would only need to sneak in 3 damage somehow, but that seemed more difficult than sneaking in the extra 4 when he has no 4-5 health. It's always really scary when they have lots of mana. That guy I'm not as bothered about. Pretty much one of the best draws I could have had at that point. I could actually swing. Yeah, I just had to do that. If he blocks that, he'll take 6 damage because of Rage 4. If he blocks on the other guys, he still takes 4 damage and I get some zombies. So I get a zombie, so that's another guy to block or another guy to attack with. Hopefully, well, it doesn't do any real damage, but the Alchemist is there. The Rage 4 can block next turn as well. Well, not block, attack. Don't have a lot of time left. I have less than 10 minutes. He has about 12. Once you get to like really low numbers as well, you have to kind of just attack with everything, or not attack, but make your moves pretty much instantly, just to conserve whatever you can. You don't quite get there in this game, but you have to do that in this game. Right, we have the next one. That was 9 minutes left. You attack with everything. Who's going to die? When your opponent's on 2 damage and you have a Rage 4, just you can't lose. Well, if you have a bunch of flyers or Asian guys, you all know you can lose. But he was on low enough. He was on 3. It looks like we've got 9 minutes, it says, which is plenty of time for a game, but because it's sub 10 minutes, you feel kind of pressured. This hand doesn't do anything. That hand is better. Watch Keep is good at holding the fort if we draw that land, and hopefully that will get us to the point where we can play the Juggernaut. But, you know, he mulliganed 2 6 cards, and so did I, so I guess it's fair. This is the game I was talking about. I believe he flips this turn. So he plays his land, my guy flips, and we go to town. We don't draw another land to play the Watch Keep or anything else for that matter. That doesn't mean that we can't play properly for now. Rarity in itself, me playing properly. I guess the less decisions you give somebody, the less they can screw them up. And seeing as I have no land, I don't even need to play them. So the only misplay you can make is tapping your mana for nothing and not attacking. I don't do either of those. But he does go down 6 life, which is significant. That's the kind of card you want to see him playing when you have a threat. Technically, if he plays his 5th land, his next turn he's basically got he's 6-drop enabled. Your 3/1 first striker is not very impressive once they're in Titan mana, but you don't play Titans in the Strad, and if you did, the equivalent Titans, he is still outclassed. But we've been given a 9 life point head start for the exchange of not drawing any, well, being 2 mana behind. We definitely needed to draw a land at this point because we'd been discarding otherwise. Civilized Scholar, I decided to give the nod over Hammer Watch Keep. If I had the land earlier, I would have potentially played the Watch Keep to apply more pressure. Well, potentially apply more pressure if it flips. But because we're so far behind, he was at Titan mana, and he did play one. He played Scab Goliath with his fortunate mill of 2 creatures from Forbidden Alchemy to fulfill the additional cost. So fulfills the additional cost of Scab Goliath. Plays something that's actually bigger than a Titan in Standard. I can't attack with a 3/1 anymore, and I need to use the Civilized Scholar to dig for more land. My hand's pretty good. because it's all spells, so I need to have lands in order to play them. That's why he got played instead of Watch Keep. I'm considering right now if I can draw a card. Okay, I could discard a creature and then getting for 3 more damage with the Iron Fang. I don't mind him trading with the Civilized Scholar in that fashion, in a way. I maybe don't need it right now because I can actually play Juggernaut too and then stack up. Well, if I get free damage, I can get him free damage again. I believe I don't attack yet. I am thinking about it. The Makeshift Mauler comes down instead. It's less, it dictates what I do less. Yeah. The Watchkeep I've been because I believe now at this point that he's got 6 mana available to him and potential flashback with Alchemy. I'm not going to get to flip the Watchkeep. Him playing a Think Twice also confirms that. So I don't want a 1/5 wall at this point. I'm not being defensive. I'm trying to kill him. My time is my enemy, I believe. That either says 6 minutes or 4 minutes. I believe it's 6. I don't think I'd be that far behind him. So my plan next turn would be to use Scholar again, attack with him. I'm quite happy that he uses Think twice. Thinks 4 times, I guess. It means that he's not going to put any more cards on the board, and the less there is, the more there is for me to actually do to him, like more damage. Him having another guy basically means my Ironsmith would not be active. I'm doing the consideration now of attacking. I would attack with the Civilized Scholar and he would basically have to let in Makeshift Mauler and Ironsmith, which is 5 damage, 26. Him on 6 damage plus the Pitchborn Devils effect damage is means to be on 3. Geist Flame twice, which means on 1. So I need to sneak in 1 damage after these attacks. I could maybe even play the Hallberg and hit him. I maybe should have done that. Thinking about that, I could play Hallberg, sacrifice the Ironsmith and attack with the Brute and the Makeshift Mauler. I think that might be the better play because then he either takes 9 and then he's going to die to Geist Flame in the next 2 turns, or that's if he uses the Scab Goliath to block the Makeshift Mauler. But if he does not, if he can trade and then he takes 4 damage, and I would have actually him taking 4 damage and trading, he would be on 7 damage. I've got 5 as well. That might well be better, but instead I go for this line of play. It's basically the same damage as before, but with him to have the potential to play other cards to get in the way of it. It's good to review games sometimes to figure out better lines of play because you're not in the moment, you're not getting pressured by the fact that you only have 6 minutes left. So once again, we're doing the same thing. He's not putting down cards on the board, so we can just get in with our dorky guys, spread about the damage. He's now 3 damage, which means he's going to lose to the Pitchborn Devils. I decided to play the Hallberg first, just in case he has a counter for Pitchborn Devils. If he does, it means that I cannot equip it straight away. Like if he had Frightful Delusions, for instance. That said, I would still need to draw a land to play it around the Frightful Delusions. I also get to leave out Geistling mana, in case he plays some awkward guy with 1 toughness, or I just fancy shooting him in the face. As far as I'm concerned, playing any card here is good and fine, as long as he does not counter the Pitchborn Devils, which he can still do with Sensory Deprivation. He can't dissipate it anymore, and he cannot Lost and Missed it. I'm working out other plays to see how I can possibly lose. I have 4 minutes, it's not that much, but once again, he's not done any damage to me, so I'm just considering the fact of if he actually has anything, or if I can take more time to kill him later on. But yeah, I decide to equip the demon into him, the demon male, and shoot him through. Good game. GG's, he was reasonably polite. I have a Snapcaster in hand, it's not very good. We were the last to finish, because that took forever. But okay, we'll see you for match 2. Yeah, match 2.